Brachyura. Homeworld. Brachyura. It's a magnificent ocean world dotted with small volcanic islands and coral reefs. Tectonically active, planet has many deep parts of a planet spanning ocean and even great underwater chambers where many examples of bizarre life evolved. World has few examples of megafauna and megaflora. Brachyura cities are works of art built upon small islands and coral reefs. They might seem as over-designed, but the magnificent form of their architecture is an important part of their culture. Physical characteristics. Type: crustacean. Height: 0.8 meters females, 1.3 meters males. Weight: 40 kilograms females, 60 kilogram males. Coloration: shades of red, yellow and brown. Coloration gets darker with age. Diet: omnivore, scavenger. Senses: normal and infrared vision, great depth of perception. Forms of communication: ultrasonic. Reproduction: eggs, incubation of 7 months, 10 to 18 eggs per mating. Lifespan: males, maturity 6, maximum age 40 years. Females, maturity 9 years, maximum age 60 years. Special traits. Brachyura have very dexterous manipulators. They are incredibly precise and have the ability to construct impressively precise mechanisms by hand. This species is known for its comprehension of three-dimensional constructs. They have impressive memory and are quick learners, but have difficulty with improvising and thinking on the fly. They prefer to plan everything in advance. Most important trait of this species is that they are species of blanks. Unlike vast majority of species in Milky Way galaxy, Brachyura not only don't have strong souls or psyches, but are complete opposite to what is standard. Each individual member of the species is a blank or pariah, being that is polar opposite to a psyche. Majority of the population are low-level blanks, but there are some more potent examples of blanks among their species. This seems to be evolved trait, as great predators of their homeworld can sense their prey through usage of warp abilities. As blanks, Brachyura are invisible to those beasts, and as long as they stay together, their combined presence can scare them off. Brachyura are, next to humanity, the only confirmed species that have naturally occurring blanks, and only species which all members are blanks. The blank trait manifests as specific odor of a species, one that is more hard to ignore the stronger the soul of a given species or psychic potential. Psychological characteristic. Brachyura are communal species by nature. Unity and community were crucial to survive on their world full of dangerous predators. They are very collectivist and think more in terms of a group rather than individual. They make decisions as a unit rather than individual. They naturally prefer to stick together and keep far from deep water. They care for their young communally. This species is quite fearful by nature. Their interactions with massive apex predators made their survival instinct quite strong, and due to their small stature they escape the clutches of danger rather than stand and fight. They are very artistic species, One could say that their art balances out the cruelty of their home world. In terms of engineering and architecture, Brachyura are in many ways opposite to Mechians. To Mechians, function is most important, form be damned. Efficiency of machine is true beauty. Brachyura, on the other hand, have strong belief that if something isn't functional and beautiful, it's not worth creation or usage. This species will do everything they can to make their technology and architecture equally as beautiful as functional. This culture developed simplistic elements of faith, like animalism. They believe that almost everything that exists, alive or not, have a spirit and character. They see entire universe as alive, and they are only small part of this great mechanism. They also venerate their dead, creating beautiful urns and tombs. The Brachyura cemeteries are many times used as foundations of their cities, as they lay built upon of graves of their dead, seeing it as a form of veneration and showing how their society is built upon those who came before them. History. Brachyura didn't had too much of diverse history. Their species managed to create a surprisingly peaceful and prosperous civilization, or, well, as prosperous as it could be when faced with gigantic predators who were a constant bother. They didn't really had much in terms of great conquerors or unifiers. They kinda figured it out on their own without great leaders. The only true heroes they had were those who fought against monsters native to their world. Their society was doing quite fine actually. They were about to figure out how electricity works when Coalition found them. The Coalition expedition came armed and ready to fight, as this world was very close to warp storm barrier and their psychic allies felt distress when looking in the direction of this world. They expected to meet chaos-corrupted madmen and monsters, but what they found were small crustacean people who were quite frightened by the sight of the water caste. Apparently, the natural skin tone of a Tau is almost exactly the same as the monstrous beasts that were source of all fears and nightmares of Brachyura. After some time, and quite a little bit of effort on both sides, a proper contact was established between the two civilizations. Curiosity of Brachyura was their main drive that managed to break their own fears. Coalition and Tau were fascinating to them. A completely different species in the time when idea of extrasolar species were a pipe dream. Soon Coalition figured out the reason behind distress of their psychic members, the blank gene of Brachyura. The amount of small crustacean was creating anti-warp bubble around their planet, keeping warp at bay, silencing it and creating distress among Coalition psychers. This was a massive boon, as Coalition fought against psychers before and didn't have effective counter to them outside of their own psychers. Now they had access to anti-psychers, who weren't warriors. Great engineers that couldn't really interact with majority of the Coalition because of their blank gene. And quite friendly and curious species that had to be kept safe for the same reason. Brachyura, given option to join the Coalition, did so eagerly, even with limitations put onto their travel and colonization due to influence of their blank gene. They accepted to join the Coalition. Joining the Coalition. 372nd year Millennium 41 or 6705th year Era of Unity. The very same year Coalition made contact with Brachyura, they decided to join the Coalition as their protectorate. Status in the Coalition. Protectorate. Brachyura nature as pariah, making them one of the few species which ability to travel in Coalition space is closely controlled and limited. mostly for the sake of multiple psychic xeno species in the coalition space. Government. Consensus. Brachyura government is a form of representative democracy where each region sends a group of representatives to overall governing body of entire species. These groups need to reach a consensus in regards to any decision. Role within the coalition. Brachyura's main role in the coalition is to be used in anti-psyker units. They are rare to be deployed, but there are many secret facilities that have those blank xenos as part of their staff to ensure their security. Brachyura are great artisans, and Earthcast makes good use of their skill, but their limited population makes their contribution to the greater coalition rather limited, but still valuable. They prove themselves useful in Grid Polis, where their skill boosts underwater factories and overall production. They also work closely with the Earthcast, to the point that some Brachyura become honorary members of the Earthcast and are given honorary Earthcast names. They managed to introduce many interesting innovations. It were Brachyura who were crucial in advancement of Tau generators, especially those that are used in crisis battlesuits. Brachyura are incredibly valuable asset for the coalition, and the whole alliance will work hard to ensure their safety.